Welcome back to the gun dungeon, guys. We've got one today that's overdue. I get a lot of requests for Underwood ammunition, and sometimes they're in stock, sometimes they're not, but I did happen to catch these 9mm Underwood ammo. This is the 90 grain Xtreme Defender. And I know everybody's familiar with them, heard about them. They've got the Xtreme penetrator line, which is more for, as it explains, penetration. Then these are the Defender line, which has a lot larger flutes and supposed to cause more hydraulic, I guess, damage through the wound channel than the Defender series. But they still look the same. They look like a Phillips head screwdriver that's been just cut off on the end, as Paul Harrell says. Good looking ammunition. They're all copper, so they are a solid monolithic bullet. There's no expansion to be expected here. We're just going to see how they do in the gel. Now, these are advertised at 1,475 feet per second. These are a plus P loading, as it says on the box, so keep that in mind. We're going to be launching it from the Sig P365. This will be the first gun to shoot the rounds into the block. And we're going to be using the Glock 19 as our more service size handgun. So we've got Gel Block Jerry here ready to go. He's going to ride the block for us. Another brand new clear block here from Clear Ballistics Gel. They do help the channel, so I appreciate that. We've got our 4 layers of denim. We've got our chronograph. So we'll see how close that advertised velocity actually is in real world through the short barrel and then a little bit longer barrel. So the rear block is just a junk catch block. There are some wound tracks in it, but there's not any bullets in it. There's some fragments, but nothing to really speak of to upset any performance. So I don't expect the denim to be much of a player in these, but we're gonna run it anyways. With all that being said, let's line up and make some shots. All right, guys, there's our first chrono reading, 1,345 feet per second. Falls a little short of the advertised velocity, but that was from a short barrel. So let's take a look at this wound track. You can see it coming in right here. A lot of denim in there. Decent looking wound track. There sits our bullet in reverse. Look at this wound track from the top, though. Hopefully this camera can pick it up good. Right in here is a really good looking wound channel. It got like that brown tint to the gel, which most of the time that happens when there's a small ignition inside of the wound channel from a vacuum. So that's generally comes with higher velocities. You'll see that. So we do have it here from a short barrel handgun round, which is kind of impressive. Denim all the way back to about 9 inches. And there sits our bullet. We're gonna call it 15¼ inches of penetration, which is good for a non-expanding monolithic bullet. Let's try one more from the P365. After that, we'll try the Glock. Hey guys, I just want to let you know real quick that I do have an Instagram page now. I also have a Facebook page for the Gun Dungeon, and I'm now uploading content over on Rumble, since YouTube has decided to once again increase the restrictions on their firearm policies. We can no longer show 30-round magazines without being demonetized. So I'm uploading content there. I have a Patreon account now as well, where I'm uploading videos a week ahead of time. If you want to go over there and catch some early content and support the channel, that would be great. I'll have the descriptions for everything below. Also, don't forget to actually hit like and subscribe. 95% of my views come from unsubscribed viewers. It does help the channel, helps the algorithms, the whole 9 yards, and that's on any platform. If you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, any of those, it helps the channel. So I hope to see you guys over on those other platforms. All right, guys, so I did piss poor job on the shot placement, put them a little bit too close, but the second shot is the top one here. Almost identical wound tracks. I mean, especially like right here. The wound tracks settle down at exactly the same spot. From the top, you got exactly the same spot for a wide wound track. I mean, it's consistent performance if nothing else. And then there sits our bullet. This one is facing forward into the second block. Barely into it, so we're going to call it 17 inches of penetration, which is still underneath the 18-inch maximum for the FBI protocol. Wound track looks good, penetration's not too much, and it's not too little. So there's the 2 shots from the 365. Oh yeah, I didn't get a velocity reading on that shot, that's why I didn't start with that. But hopefully we get one with the Glock 19, which is coming up next. Perfect. All right, there is our chrono reading, 1479. That is 4 feet per second above advertised velocity on the box. And the extra velocity shows. This is the wound track from the Glock 19. And this camera is really honestly not doing it a lot. There we go, that's better. Look at that wound track. That is really, really good temporary wound cavity. And you keep it all the way to about 13 inches. You can see the wound track there. That's pretty good. And our bullet is facing forward right here into the second block at about 17.5 inches. So still under our 18-inch maximum by FBI protocol. Excellent wound track. No worries of barrier penetration, barrier issues causing any problems with this round because it doesn't expand. So you don't have to worry about denim or heavy clothing or things like that because it's just going to punch right through. I'll dig one of these bullets out, but they're all going to look the same. I'll just show you that they didn't change much at all. All right, so I went ahead and dug them all 3 out. They were close to the edge, but that's what they look like. All 3 of them look exactly the same. It looks like you could go to the reloading bench, load them up, and shoot them again. All right, there you go, guys. This round performed as advertised, had a good looking wound track, didn't over penetrate, didn't under penetrate, done really, really well. Now the FBI protocol does include 1.5 times expansion to be acceptable, but with this, I don't think that's going to be a thing. So I think that they done well. Now, one downfall that I have with this ammunition is it is a 90 grain bullet, which is light for caliber in 9mm. So what you run into a lot of times when you start shooting light for caliber or super heavy for caliber ammunition is your point of impact will change. So your gun sighted in for 124 grain 9mm, it hits dead on. You run a 90 grain bullet in it, it could hit low, high. The point of impact could shift quite a bit. So I would say test it through your gun, make sure that's not a thing, or adjust for it if you can with adjustable sights. Another downfall of this ammunition is it's not cheap. So if it's a fixed sight gun and you've got to compensate by your aim or whatever for the point of impact change, it's going to cost you a lot to practice with this and to make this your everyday carry ammunition that you're shooting proficiently. So keep that in mind. But other than that, the performance was great. It performed excellently, shocked me really. I didn't think it was going to do that good on that wound track, especially from the Glock 19. That was almost rifle-like wound track, so it's pretty good. But y'all take a good close look at these bullets because I think these are going to be included in the giveaway coming up, along with the rest of the box of ammunition. And by the time this video drops, somebody could already have possession of them, but this is them, the exact bullets you're going to get if you win. Till next time, guys, stay tuned.